Well, Election Day is less than 2 weeks away, and we're going to find out who the next president of the United States will be, what the Senate will look like, what the House will look like, what governorships around the country will look like. Now, Walker Wildman, Tim Wildman, you're listening to Reason and Company. What about counting the votes, and when will we know the election results? I think Americans are kind of tired of these weeks on end counting after the election.
Yeah, to your point, people have joked and said it turns into election month instead of election day, or election week instead of election day. What we saw last time is it took several days in some of these states, mostly Democrat states, when you look at which states take the longest to count the votes. Fox News, one of their decision desk leaders, if you will, has said that we don't need to expect results until like Friday or Saturday after the election, which puts you around 4 or 5 days. But Florida really is the model. Florida, their polls close at 7 East Coast time, and they usually have results in within an hour or two.
Yeah,
you're talking about 20 million people.
Yeah, they're the third most populous state, and they get their votes counted, and then you're waiting on Pennsylvania, you're waiting on these other states where you go, what in the world is taking so long to count votes? I think Florida counts their absentee ballots. They're non-voting day people. I think they count them as they go, which is a smart thing to do. I think that's how they accomplish having everything wrapped up on election night. But it's a big process. I understand that, but still, there's got to be a more efficient way to do it than some of these states that go on. In Nevada, remember last time, Arizona, last time, on and on and on and on. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's frustrating for voters and for the campaigns because everybody's sitting in limbo. So it doesn't have to be this way. To me, Florida's the model. Count the votes on election day, leading up to election day, and call the election that night.
Well, we're 2 weeks away from election day. Make sure you go vote. Take all your friends and family. Make sure they vote too. It's a very, very important presidential election as well as the other races that I mentioned earlier. We'll see you next time on Reason and Company.